How's it going? This is Hoiman and today we're taking a look at S.H.Figuarts Gosei Knight, or Robo Knight if you're familiar with the English name. For the packaging, you have a nice window display to see the whole figure inside, and I do like the fact that the packaging has a nice gold colour scheme going on. So for the side, you have a picture of the figure and then a very small window to see into the side. Very similar on the other side, but of course you can see a bit more. The top, nice picture as well. The bottom, you have some legal stuff. And then the back, you have various pictures of the figure and then also some more legal stuff at the bottom. To open the box, just lift open the side flap. And then you remove the front cover. And there's the figure all together with his accessories. So first you do get some instructions showing what the figure comes with and how to operate the accessories. So here's the actual figure, and as expected from Figuarts, the detail and sculpt of this figure is really good. Definitely captures the likeness of the character really well. So looking at the head sculpt, I feel that they've nailed it in terms of the accuracy. Looks just like Gosei Knight from pretty much from all angles. Lots of nice sculpt work in the armor and panel lining. Looks really nice and detailed, and I especially like the all metallic paints used. Definitely adds a really nice effective look to the figure. And then of course the visor itself is made from a translucent red plastic, and you have the kind of metallic silver underneath it, so it really adds a really nice effect. So the forehead is really well sculpted and detailed. Same for the mouthpieces. The black lines here are actually embossed. And you move on to the kind of eagle designs on the head. Very nice and sharp. And again, the panel lining continues to the top of the head. And then all these spikes on the back are relatively sharp as well. Down to the torso, the nice metallic gold continues and it wraps all the way around the torso. And of course you have the nice kind of plug-in design on his back here. Very faithful to the actual suit. And then you have the nice metallic silver paint around the rims as well. On the front you have the green eyes that are painted with nice metallic green. And you have the kind of lion teeth as well. Looks very nice. And then the shoulders themselves are really well sculpted. Again, the metallic paint continues all the way down to his arms. And then of course you have the nice matte black as well, so it adds a really nice contrast. And then the hands themselves are well sculpted as well. So for the belt, really well sculpted again. Nice use of the metallic paints. And that goes all the way around and then down to his legs. So this is quite interesting. So the black parts on the figure are all molded in black plastic, but for his legs, the black is actually painted on. So it does look a bit odd when you compare the two, since they don't perfectly match, but it's nothing really that major. But again, you do have the nice metallic silver that continues down his legs. And then you have the panel linings that go down the length of his legs as well. And then the shoes are really nicely sculpted and detailed. And again, are painted in a nice metallic silver. So in terms of sculpt, they definitely captured the likeness of Gosei Knight. And then all the nice metallic paints and the matte finishes really adds a nice effective look to the overall figure. So for articulation, the neck is on a double ball joint, but due to the design of the helmet and the collar, it is quite restricting. So for the most part, you're going to get about that much for looking down, You can look up about that much. You lean his head side to side as well as twist. And then for the shoulders, it's on a ball joint that's connected deep into the torso. So you can move the shoulder around however you like. And then the ball joint's also on a hinge. So you can bring his arm out just about that much, but because of the bulky armor of the shoulder, it really restricts almost the entire movement of the arm going out. So you're only going to get about that much. But you can bring his arm forward, bring his arm back, and then he does have the bicep swivel as well. But it does tend to kind of rub against the shoulder armor. And then the shoulder armor is on a ball joint, but it doesn't really have too much range itself. So he has double jointed elbows. So you get about that much bend. And then his wrists are on ball joints. His torso is on a double ball joint. So he can lean forward about that much, not too much. You lean back that much. Lean side to side as well as twist. And then for the hips, they're on ball joints, but you also have the pull down method. So you can kick about that far to the side. Because of the belt and the leg armor, it's kind of restricted quite a bit. But on his other leg, you can get a lot more range, like so. And then he can also kick forward that much, kick back that much. He has the thigh swivel, and then double jointed knees. And then finally, he's got ball jointed ankles, and this silver part is on a separate piece, so that just floats about. So it doesn't restrict too much of the movement. So you can go back that much, go forward that much, to lean side to side as well as twist. And then he's got the toe hinge as well. So despite him having bulky armor, you still get quite a lot of range of motion with Gosei Knight. But of course, like I showed you, he is a bit restricted in quite a few areas, most notably the shoulders and then a bit of the leg as well. But considering that Gosei Knight himself isn't really that flexible in the show, you should be able to get all the poses that you'd want. But that's the figure. Let's take a look at the accessories. So for hands, he comes with a pair of fists, a pair of hands to hold cards, but strangely the figure doesn't come with any, so it kind of defeats the purpose of these hands. 2 chopping hands, 2 relaxed hands, 2 open palmed hands, and then this one actually has the grooves in his hand as well, so he can hold his henshin device. 1 posing styled hand, and then finally a hand to hold his weapons. So first he does come with his henshin device, which is relatively well detailed, and then on the back you have the groove, and that just attaches to his belt like so, and that stays on pretty well for the most part. He also comes with another henshin device, which is actually in scale, which is actually really well detailed. It has the nice metallic gold on there, and then this one can open up to see all the details inside as well. And then he also comes with another henshin device, which is the same as this one, but this one can't open. And for whatever reason, this one doesn't really have the metallic finish as this one does, so it's a bit inconsistent in that way. He comes with his main gun, really well sculpted and detailed. The paintwork is very nice and clean for the most part, and there's just a lot of detail going on. He also comes with this attachment for the gun. Again, really well detailed and sculpted. And then that just attaches to the front of the gun like so. And then I forgot to mention this before, but with the henshin device that can open, it has a groove, so you can attach it to the back of the gun like so. So you can create the kind of final weapon Robo Knight wields. And then he also comes with another gun that's all complete, and these parts can't be removed, so it's just one solid piece. But this bit can still be moved about like so. And then finally he comes with the sword as well. Again, really well sculpted and detailed. And the blade itself has kind of a glossy finish for the red. I think I probably would have preferred it if it was actually metallic or maybe even like transparent red. But as it is now, it still works just fine. So my final thoughts are, overall, I think this is a great representation of Gosei Knight. Figuarts definitely did a good job capturing the likeness of the character really well, and then all the detail and sculpt work is very impressive for the most part. But I do have one major gripe with the figure, and that's his shoulders. So although I already mentioned that they really restrict most of his arm movement, it's the fact that when you look at the original suit, the shoulder part and the bicep armor are supposed to be separate pieces. There's actually a bit of a gap between them, but with the figure, for whatever reason, either they made the shoulder part too big or the bicep part too big. It almost makes it look like this whole armor is one piece, so it makes Gosei Knight look kind of blocky to me. Like, it just makes him look really thick and blocky. So I don't know why they decided to go with this design, since it isn't quite as accurate to the actual suit and it's going to restrict a lot of his arm movement anyway, so I'm not too sure why Figuarts did this. So that's my main major gripe with the figure. And I guess other small little gripes is probably some of the paintwork. So you can see some of the silver here is kind of chipped off, and then some of the silver linings on his legs aren't as clean as well as I would like them to be. But other than that, they're very minor gripes. And I guess another gripe, which is kind of a gripe but not really at the same time, is his henshin device. So the one that attaches to his belt and then the one that he actually holds, you can obviously tell that there is a difference in size. I originally thought that it was a bit inconsistent, but then I looked back at the suit in the show and it is actually this way in the show itself. So the belt, the henshin device on his belt is actually smaller than the one he holds. So you can take it as a little gripe, but at the same time, it's actually accurate to the show. So it's nothing too major, I feel. But like I said, my main gripe really is the odd design in the shoulder area. Just doesn't quite look as accurate as the show, and it really restricts his arm movement. But other than that, if you are a fan of this character or the show, then I can still recommend this figure. He's quite an older figure now, but from what I've seen, he isn't that hard to find, and the price for him isn't too bad either. So you can find him for a decent price. I'm sure you'll be happy with the figure. But that's my review. Thank you for watching and enjoy some pictures.